Hello, everybody. The Jaguars kicked off mandatory minicamp today, and there were a lot of notable guys absent. We should not be alarmed. Doug Peterson told us last week that only select vets, rookies, and players working back from injury have to report. Jamal Agnew was required to show up, and he's looking like his old self again. This is pretty remarkable after he suffered a brutal season-ending hip injury against the San Francisco 49ers back in November. The versatile wideout has been taking part in team drills the last week or so. Agnew says he never had a doubt he'd be back on the field.
You know, out of my injury, like the positive I found out of it was, you know, I feel like I had a lot to get better at, and you know, my body needed to get stronger, and you know, it always could have been worse. I feel like I'm stronger than I ever been, to be honest, because you know, we had to go back to the basics and you know, build the core, you know, build the the basic leg strength. So like, I feel like this is probably the strongest I've ever been in my career.
So some of the notable players who were not at minicamp today: quarterback Trevor Lawrence, offensive tackles Walker Little and Jawan Taylor, who are battling for that right tackle spot, and lastly, linebacker Caleb Chason. The NBA Finals resume tonight. Game 5 is in San Francisco, and you can watch it right here on ABC 25. Series all knotted up at 2 apiece, thanks to the NBA's best shooter, Steph Curry, going off of 43 points Friday night. The Warriors' 27 straight series win on the road, which happens to be an NBA Finals record. First Coast Sports analyst Alan Holcomb with what each team has to do in order to win this pivotal Game 5.
I honestly think Coach Udoka has to just continue to allow his guys to relax in the winning quarters, which are the third and fourth quarters. I think they've been having way too many careless turnovers, a lot of careless turnovers that's been leading the scores for Golden State on the other end. I would just tell them to relax, settle down, and run sets towards the end of the quarters. So what they need to do is have more ball movement, more player movement, and get really good shots and play fundamental basketball.
All right, first time we'll give you a time code. You got 15 seconds to complete this sentence. Golden State wins if.
Golden State wins if Steph Curry scores 35-plus points again.
We'll have to see. Phil Mickelson held his first press conference in the United States since he took a leave of absence from competitive golf in February. And his first since he played in the Live Golf Invitational Series. Phil is not giving up on playing the PGA Tour again, even if he's currently not welcome there. During his 25-minute session with reporters in advance of the U.S. Open, Phil said his preference would be to be able to choose which path he'd like, one or the other or both. Phil led a defection of about 20 PGA Tour members to the Saudi Golf Series, a move the tour countered by suspending those who decided to keep their memberships. He also addressed that letter the 9/11 family sent to him and others, saying they're now partners with the hijackers and Osama bin Laden.
I would say to the Strada family, I would say to everyone that has lost loved ones, lost friends in 9/11, that I have deep, deep empathy for them. I can't emphasize that enough. I have the deepest of sympathy and empathy for them.
We're back after this timeout.